My theme is how Avidya leads to suffering paradigms and transformation in contemporary Japanese society. Introduction. 1 year ago, a sudden earthquake and the ensuing flood wave and a nuclear crisis have violently drawn the world's attention to Japan. Japan, afflicted by economic regression, staggering production, and ever-widening gap between rich and poor. The Japanese society is rapidly aging. Almost 1 out of 3 Japanese is over 65 years old, and the pension system is operating at its limits, just as the public sector as a whole. It seems that a lot of people are suffering from mental disease or tormented by mental sufferings by losing hope for the future. The main sufferings of contemporary Japanese people are distress of isolation, loneliness, anxiety, distrust, inconvenience, emptiness of life, or the sense of meaninglessness, and fear of death, and so on. As a result, mental suffering, like as depression, is on the rise, and more than 30,000 people commit suicide every year, since more than 10 years already. We Japanese have to cure our mind and cope with these problems. We have to look for a way to live an energetic and hopeful life again. In this presentation, I will try to present the way to settle those mental problems from the Buddhistic point of view. I will eventually come to the conclusion that a major cause of those worries is a long way of thinking which is based on the scientific worldview adopted in the modern times. Although we have constructed much of our civilization through the modern scientific worldview and its way of thinking, we have to pay attention to the fact that such a way of thinking in itself must be called Avidya in Buddhism. Avidya, that no wisdom, is what we Buddhists call the root of suffering. It means no wisdom. What we need and what we strive to develop is its opposite, prajna, or jnana, in other words. It means the power to see things as they are, to cast light on the real facts. In order to overcome avidya, we have to change our way of thinking. We have to recover our ties with other people, with society, Mother Nature, and the universe. Once we set out on recovering ties, we are well on our way to obtain true wisdom, prajna, and overcome avidya. The way to prajna starts by recovering our relations to the world and the living beings within it. It is the way to overcome mental sufferings through insight. In this presentation, I would like to analyze the present Japanese society from a Buddhist point of view. Japanese society, as we will see, is mostly secular and non-religious. I would also like to look behind these facts and provide some background information. A lot of scholars point out that Japanese society is non-religious and secularized. So the most of Japanese don't have religious mind and don't believe the invisible sphere. The reason why the most of Japanese people have become secularized is in the education system based on the scientific worldview, which has been adopted after World War II. The scientific worldview isolates the human mind from phenomena. So it looks true for us because it has subjectivity. So mostly the Japanese people come to think the view of science is absolute truth and religion is not worth believing. They don't esteem the value of religions, and they think that the human being can live without religions, and they think that the purpose of life is to fulfill the desire. On the other hand, a lot of Japanese have suffered from agonies, such as isolation, loneliness, distress, fear for death, and meaninglessness of life. In the education system, which is based on the scientific worldview, people learn matters, words, or concepts which are not connected to the reality or the experiences notionally. So most of Japanese have come to live in an idealistic world or sphere. It is very distressing. So in order to overcome or resolve such agonies, we have to change the way of recognition from the idealistic one to real one, which connects the words or conceptions with reality or our own experiences. And we have to recover the feeling of connection with the other people, society, the mother nature, or the universe. In the feeling of connection, we can recover the original existence of a human being and can find our own laws to the other people or societies. Then we overcome and solve the agonies. We know that human body is part of nature or the universe because human body is consisted of lives of nature. So I think originally the human mind should be a part of nature or universe too. But we always make a mistake to think their comfortable life is happy. And the purpose of our life is to pursue the fulfillment of our desire. But the mind is not satisfied then with them. So we cannot escape from the meaninglessness of life. What is prajna? Prajna, the wisdom, is the ability to know the matters or phenomena as it is. We can overcome the agonies through getting prajna. Prajna is the sense to perceive the connection or link with others or world by meditation. Disciples of Shakyamuni Buddha had connected their consciousness to three treasures as Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. When they came into meditation. If we meditate, we will feel the connection with the world and come to know that a part or individual and a whole are one body. And all the lives or phenomena have no self-centered attachment. And all the existence have the compassion to support others, that is dispensation of whole universe. Only human beings have self-centered attachment and pursuit to fulfillment the desire and aim to accomplish the comfortable life. I think that all the existence, especially human beings, are like one piece of jigsaw puzzle. His existence is only one and he has own value or role to the whole, which any others can play instead of him. So we come to know that way of thinking of contemporary people is wrong, which is Avidya. They think matters through the world and conceptions, the abstracted image, so they cannot feel the connection with the real world. So we have to adopt the true way of thinking or recognition as prajna. In order to get prajna, we have to continue to practice to concentrate our consciousness, that is meditation, by body and mind. Continuing the meditation, we came to feel and perceive the real world, which is connected each other, and part and the whole are one body, by our body and mind. Through getting prajna, we can recover the original sensitivity and overcome the agonies like emptiness, loneliness, or fear for death. We will find a role for others or societies, and our mind will be satisfied with delight. That is why Shakyamuni had taught compassion, the mind to help or support others is the noblest spirit of human. Now, various sects of Buddhism, like Jodo Shinshu or Jodo, the Pure Land sect, or Zen, or Nichiren, and so on. Various practices, such as Buddhist invocation, Zen meditation, walking meditation, such a function of them are concentration of consciousness. So we can easily adopt the practices near us. So we Buddhists have to call out to the Japanese people to change their approach and overcome the spiritual crisis of the present society. We have to recover the relation with the reality. We can recover it through obtaining prajna by the Buddhistic meditation. Then we will see the real world for the first time.